Concern number 2, Brock Purdy.
Okay.
And
in what sense?
I think this is his biggest test so far. I like Brock Purdy. I'm not betting against him, but there's something he likes to do. He's a little small. He's my height. He's a little small, and I think if you keep him in the pocket, he can't make all the throws, and he can't necessarily see the field as well as he can when he's outside the pocket. And I think that's why you see him bailing sometimes when he doesn't even need to, because he's deadly outside the pocket, especially rolling to his left. And he's made a lot of defensive tackles and ends look stupid trying to chase after him. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that in this game, rolling left toward Micah Parsons. You're not going to outrun Micah Parsons. You're not going to high step on Micah Parsons. And so he might be contained to the pocket in this game. And when he is, I feel like I wonder if the turnovers are going to come. Because in the first half of the last game, he was making a lot of throws from the pocket. And on third down, he's throwing in-breaking routes. I don't know that he necessarily has the arm to drive those out routes that aren't wide open, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned about Brock, the scrambler.
Yeah, I think there's something to this. However, I think there's so many ways that they can scheme around it, and I expect Shanahan to do so. First of all, Dallas is not great against the run game. So I think you come out early, you establish the run. Really, I could see a scenario where they start the game out and go play action 2 or 3 times in a row to get Brock Purdy in the flow, and also knowing that Dallas is going to respect the run early on in that game and try to pull some of those guys away from the line of scrimmage so that they can run effectively. I think the other thing that they can do that we don't see a lot, and it was something that I thought they would do with Trey, and they can still do the same thing with Brock, get proactive with the movement. So instead of allowing Brock to drop back and maybe try to spin out backwards and get a crazy sack, or risk getting a big time sack that could put him in a bad position, he wants to move. So do it proactively. Roll him left, roll him right, boot action a little bit, give him the opportunity to be mobile, which is where he is most comfortable, but do it knowing that the offensive line knows that it's coming. All of his blockers, his receivers know that it's coming, and he knows that it's coming. And I think that's a way that they can negate the pass rush a little bit while also doing what he does best. So those are the things that I would do to handle it. But if he has to turn into a straight drop back passer at any time, and these guys are able to pin their ears back, yes, I don't think there's a situation where he does his little spin out left and Parson whiffs on him. I don't see that happening.
I don't think he's going to be playing where he just is like toying with the defense, running back like he did last week. I don't think he can do that against Dallas. I think he's going to have to be more careful than that. And I think not just with his running, but like I feel like he's gotten a little lucky recently with the interceptions. He's thrown some balls that could have gotten picked that weren't, and that kind of evens out. And if he throws a couple picks in this game, I think the Niners will lose. So Dan Quinn's going to try to confuse him with disguised coverages and delayed blitzes and moving Micah Parsons around. So he really needs to manage the game. Really, he doesn't necessarily need to be a playmaker. He needs to manage the game first. If he tries to make plays, he could get himself in trouble.
I agree with that. I think Seattle did a really good job with their game plan, and eventually the talent just won out. Yeah. Dallas, a little bit different scenario. If they come in with a really good game plan and maybe befuddle him early on, they have enough talent to keep up. So that definitely could be a concern. I'll say this about Brock Purdy, and people think that I'm very critical on him, but I think his biggest strength is his mentality. I don't see a scenario where he gets rattled, even if he does start out 2 of 6 with 2 picks. Like he's the type of kid that can bounce back.
I think there's a higher chance that Dak gets rattled than Brock.
Right, yeah. This is not a Jimmy Garoppolo situation where even if he starts out bad, that it's going to pile on. He'll turn it around.